Welcome to Nightfall Stories, where darkness tells its own story. Turn off the lights and listen carefully.
If you wake up at exactly 2:17 a.m. and hear footsteps in your room, do not open your eyes, because in the Stanley Hotel, that might not be a living person. High in the freezing mountains of Colorado stands a hotel that looks peaceful, almost welcoming. But behind its elegant walls, something waits. Something that doesn't like guests. For over 100 years, visitors have reported whispers in empty hallways, lights turning on by themselves, and shadows that don't belong to anyone. And most of those stories lead to one place, room 217. Daniel never believed in ghosts. As a travel content creator, he had visited haunted places before and proved every single one was fake. So when he heard about the Stanley Hotel, he smiled. "This one's going to be easy," he said. He booked room 217, the most infamous room in the hotel. At the front desk, the receptionist handed him the key, but her smile didn't feel normal. "If anything strange happens," she said quietly, "don't try to understand it, just leave." Daniel laughed it off. Big mistake. The room looked completely normal. A neatly made bed, old wooden furniture, a large mirror on the wall. Nothing unusual. Daniel set up his camera and started recording. "All right, guys, tonight I'm staying in the most haunted room in America. Let's see if anything actually happens." Hours passed. Nothing. No sounds, no movement. Just silence. At 1:58 a.m., Daniel turned off the lights and lay down. Within minutes, he fell asleep. At exactly 2:17 a.m., his eyes snapped open, not because of a noise, but because of a feeling. Cold, an unnatural biting cold, like the air itself had changed. His breath became visible. That's when he heard it. A slow, heavy footstep from inside the room. Daniel didn't move. Another step, closer this time. Something was walking toward his bed. He held his breath. "Maybe it's just the pipes," he whispered to himself. Then the footsteps stopped, right next to him. Silence. And then the bed dipped, as if someone had just sat down. Daniel's entire body froze. He could feel the weight beside him, feel it breathing right next to his face. Slow, cold, not human. He couldn't take it anymore. He grabbed his camera and turned it on. The red recording light flickered. With shaking hands, he slowly pointed it toward the empty side of the bed. Nothing. No one. But the mattress was still pressed down, as if something invisible was sitting there. Suddenly, the bathroom light turned on. Daniel flinched. The door slowly creaked open. Inside, no one. But the mirror. The mirror was covered in fog, and something was being written on it, right in front of him, letter by letter. G. E. T. O. U. T. Get out. Daniel stumbled backwards, dropping the camera. No, this isn't real. Then the door slammed shut. The lights went out. Darkness filled the room, and from behind him, a whisper, so close it felt like lips against his ear. "You stayed too long." The next morning, hotel staff came to check the room. The door was locked from the inside. They knocked. No answer. They opened it. The room was empty. Daniel was gone. No signs of struggle, no broken windows, no explanation. Only his camera still recording. When they checked the footage, they saw Daniel standing in the middle of the room, panicking. But behind him, something else appeared. A tall, dark figure, standing completely still, watching him. And just before the video cut off, the figure moved. To this day, guests at the Stanley Hotel report waking up at exactly 2:17 a.m. They hear footsteps. They feel someone sitting beside them. And sometimes they see messages in the mirror, messages that weren't there before. So if you ever find yourself in room 217 and you wake up in the middle of the night, remember this: don't move, don't speak, and whatever you do, don't open your